All right, students, let's go ahead and take a look at the remaining review problems on the chain rule. So for question number 4, we are to find f prime of x if f of x is equal to sine square of 2x minus 5 divided by x squared times the natural logarithm of x. So we can notice here that we have the quotient of two functions. Let's call the numerator function u and the denominator function v. So how do you find the derivative of the quotient of two functions? So let's say you have u over v prime. What will the derivative be? So we're simply going to use the quotient rule, okay? So the quotient rule is, we know what that is, v u prime minus u v prime divided by v squared, okay? So that's the quotient rule. All right, so all we have to do here is find u prime and v prime and then substitute it into this formula, and that will give us the result that we desire. Okay, let's start with u. So u is equal to sine square of 2x minus 5. Now this is a composite function, is a composition of three functions. Okay, we have the square function, the sine trigonometric function, and then the linear function 2x minus 5. So we can write u as f of g of h of x. Okay, f of g of h of x. So if this is f of g of h of x, then u prime, applying the chain rule, is going to be f prime of g of h of x times g prime of h of x times h prime of x. Okay? So let's go ahead and decompose u, and then we can find the derivative of the different functions and plug it into the chain rule formula. Okay? So u is f of g of h of x, which is equal to sine square of 2x minus 5. So let's decompose this function. We start by taking out the f, okay? So f of x is x squared. Then that means g of x, actually g of h of x, is going to be sine of 2x minus 5. We can see how this function can result as a result of the composition of these two. Okay, so let's take out g. G of x is sine x, and that leaves us with h of x. The innermost function is 2x minus 5. Okay, now let's go ahead and find the derivative of these three functions. F prime of x is 2x, applying the power rule. G prime of x, using trigonometric differentiation, is cosine x. And then h prime of x is simply 2. Okay? Now, what we are going to do is apply these results we have got to the chain rule formula. All right, so u prime is going to be f prime of g of h of x. So to get that, we'll simply take g. Where is g? I'm sorry, g of h of x. We're going to take that and plug that in here. Okay, and then to get, let's put that in. So u prime is going to be 2 instead of x is going to be 2 times sine of 2x minus 5. All right, so that's um, f prime of g of h of x times g prime of h of x. We'll simply take h and plug it into g prime of x. So that yields, instead of cosine x, we'll have cosine of 2x minus 5 times h prime of x, which is 2. All right, so I just put all those pieces into this chain rule formula to generate this expression right here. Okay, we have one piece of the chain rule formula, the u prime piece. Now let's go ahead and find v prime, okay? So we remember what v is. V is x squared times the natural logarithm of x. Okay, so let's write that down. We have v equals x squared times the natural logarithm of x. So we have the product of two functions here. So we are going to be using the product rule. Okay, so let's call this x squared is going to be u, and then ln x will be v. You remember what the product rule is. uv prime is equal to v u prime plus u v prime. So let's apply that here. We're going to have v, the natural logarithm of x, times the derivative of x squared. U prime is going to be 2x plus u, which is x squared, times the derivative of v. V prime, v is the natural logarithm of x, so v prime is 1 over x. All right, so let's simplify that. It's simply going to be 2x times the natural logarithm of x plus x. Okay, if you reduce these two. So we'll simply put everything together. F prime of x is simply going to be v, which is x squared times the natural logarithm of x, times u prime. U prime is this expression right here. We can multiply 2 and 2, just put the 4 sine 2x minus 5 cosine 2x minus 5. This is u v prime minus, I'm sorry, this is v u prime minus u v prime now, okay? So u is sine square times 2x minus 5. V prime is this result right here, 2x times the natural logarithm of x plus x. And then this entire expression, according to the quotient rule, is going to be divided by v squared. So v is that, so we just have x squared ln x raised to the second power. Okay, so this is the desired result for f prime of x. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at another question. All right, so we have to find the y dx of this problem. Now we're going to have to use a chain rule here. This is a composition of two functions. So y is equal to f of g of x. Okay, y prime dy dx is equal to f prime, the derivative of the outside function, evaluated at the inner function times the derivative of the inner function. Okay, now let's go ahead and decompose our functions so we know what the derivative of the outer and inner functions are. So if you extract f of x is x to the 7 over 2. Let me write down what the function is. The function is 7x to the 4th minus 3x squared plus 5 raised to the 7 over 2 power. Okay, so that's f of x. That leaves me with g of x equal to 7x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 5. Okay, now let's find f prime of x. F prime of x is 7 over 2, x to the, you subtract 1, which is 2 over 2. From 7 over 2, you're left with 5 over 2. All right, and then g prime of x is 28x to the third minus 6x. All right, so if we apply the chain rule here, we're going to have the derivative of the outside function evaluated at inner, so we just take g and substitute it here, times the derivative of the inner function. Okay, so dy dx is simply going to be f prime of g of x, which is 7 over 2. Instead of x, we plug in g of x, which is 7x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 5 raised to the 5 halves times g prime of x, which is 28x to the third minus 6x. All right, so there goes your final answer. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Feel free to subscribe to our channel for updates to other cool tutorials such as this. If you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comment section. More clips can be found on math.serve.com. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day.